Hello everyone. This video is the continuation of our restaurant POS system series, and in this video we will create our login API. Okay, now let's create our login API. Wrap the whole thing in try and catch block as we did in our register. And here write next error. And here first of all we have to receive data like email and password from request.body. Okay, now we have to check whether user provided this data or not. If not, then throw an error. Okay, 400 all fields are required. Okay, now we are right next error. Okay, now the next thing is we have to find the user in our database. Okay, just create a variable user login and here write await user dot find one and here pass email. So next thing is we have to find that the email which is provided by the user is present in our database or not. Then we will check if yes, user present, await user dot find one email. Okay, then if user is not present, then we have to throw an error. Const error. That is unauthorized, or we can say invalid credentials. Okay, and next. Okay, now if user is present, then we have to match the password. Okay, so here write if is match await bcrypt. So first import bcrypt. Okay, now write here bcrypt dot compare password and is user present dot password. Okay, so this is the password coming from database and this is password which user has passed in the body. Okay, if password doesn't match, then we have to throw an error. Invalid credentials. Okay, if the password matches, then we have to generate a token for that user. Okay, first of all you have to install a package JSON web token. Okay, so copy this command and go to your terminal and install it. Okay, and import it here. Now here write response access token is equal to jwt.sign, and here payload is the ID of user. Okay, it is user present dot ID. Okay, and we have to pass a secret key here as well, access token secret, and expires in, let's make the expiry 1 day. Okay, now we have to create a secret key. Okay, so just copy this and go to the config and here write token.secret process.env.jwt secret. Okay, go to your browser and write random password generator. Okay, length should be 50. Copy this and inside your env file write here jwt secret. Okay, and paste here. Okay, now let's save this also. Go to the controller and here write config dot access token secret. Okay, and this will generate a access token for us. Now we have to store this access token inside the browser cookies. Okay, so just write here response dot cookie and here write access token. Okay, and pass the access token which we have created, and we have to pass following properties here, like max is 1060, so max is 30 days. Okay, now another one is http only, so this line will prevent our client side javascript to access the cookies. Next is same site, is none. This will allow cross site request. Okay, and secure is true. Okay, this and by this cookie is only sent over HTTPS. Okay, so we are done with the cookies. Okay, now we have to send the response to the user. Okay, so write here response.status 200, that is okay request, and here write JSON success true message, it is user login successfully, and we have to pass the data as well. Okay, I think we are done with our login API. Now let's check it, is it working or not. So just go to your Postman and add one more request for login. This is also post request. Here write http user login. Okay, now let's test it with empty body. Yeah, all fields are required. Now pass the body here. Okay, so email is, now let's test it with some dummy email ID that is not stored in our database. Invalid credential. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Now write the correct email ID, that is test1@gmail.com. Okay, so user is logged in successful, and you can see that cookie is also present. So we are done with our login and register API. I want to create one more API, that is get user data API. Through this API you can get the data of user, okay, logged in user. Okay, so just write here const get user data async request response and next. Okay, now export this get user data controller. Now go to the routes and here write router.route just like this, and here this is a get request, and here we have to pass the get user data controller. Okay, so route is also set up. Now let me explain you how this API works. So whenever client requests this get user data API, then it will first goes to the router. Okay, and after the router send the request to the middleware, because here we need one middleware, that is token verification middleware. Okay, so at the middleware the access token attached to that get API, get user data API, is verified, and if it is verified then it will send to the request handler, or we can say that controller, and from controller we send that user data to the client. And if the token is not validated properly and it is not valid, or and user did not send the token, in that case we have to throw an error from the middleware. Okay, so that is the flow. So we have to create token verification middleware. Okay, so let's create it. So go to the middleware folder and create a middleware token verification .js. Okay, and inside this just create a function is verified user. Okay, async function request response next. Okay, now wrap this inside a try catch block. Okay, and here write next error, and here first we have to get the access token from the request cookies. Okay, because we are storing our access token inside the cookies. Okay, so just write here const access token and request.cookies. Okay, now we have to check that if access token is present or not. So just write this, if not then return an error. So just define an error. Okay, here write 401 and write please provide token. Okay, and send the error to the global error handler. Okay, so actually you have to change one more thing, that is wherever you are using next error, just before that next error write return. Okay, because it will cause some error in your code at some point of time. Okay, here is this correct. Okay, no need to write here, just write the here and here. Okay, now let's go to the token verification. Okay, now we have to verify our token. So just write here decode token equal to jwt.verify, and here we have to pass our access token and config.access token secret. Okay, and if this token is valid, then the payload will be stored in our decode token variable. Okay, and and what we stored as a payload in JWT, that is our user ID. Okay, so by that user ID we will fetch the user data from the database. Okay, so right here const user equal to wait user dot find by ID decode token dot ID. Okay, and if user is not present, then just throw an error. User not exist. Okay, and if user exists, then we have to attach this user data to our request and forward the request to the request handler. So just write here request dot user equal to user. Okay, and right here next, and we have to show a proper error here. Just remove this and first of all create an error and write here 401 invalid token. Okay, and now write next error. Okay, so this is done. This is valid user function is done. Now let's export this. Okay, now go to the user route, and before this controller we have to write the middleware. Okay, so just write here is verified user. Okay, and we have to import this as well. Just import here. Okay, so this is done. Now let's define our get user data controller. Okay, so wrap this inside try catch and write here next error. Okay, now just write here const user brawler await user dot find by ID, and here write request dot user dot ID. Okay, now let's send this user data to the user. Okay, so response dot status 200 dot JSON your success and data is user. Okay, so we are done with our get user data. Now let's test this, like is it working or not. So open your Postman. Okay, now first of all you have to log in. So just send the request here. Okay, so I think our server is not running. Yeah, so we have to run our server first. Let's test it again. Yeah, user logged in successful and cookie is also stored. Now let's create one more request. Get user, and this is just remove this. Okay, and send the request. Okay, we got an error here, unauthorized invalid token. Okay, cookies is already present here, then why it's coming. Okay, let's debug our code. Okay, here just write here return next error. still we got error. Okay, we have to install one package for parsing our cookies. Okay, so just kill the terminal and install cookie parser. Okay, just install it. Now rerun our server. Now go to the app.js, and here in after express.json middleware, just write here cookie parser. Okay, now let's test it again. Yeah, you can see that we got the data and it is working. Now let's do some changes in our access token. Okay, so just remove this G and save. Okay, now let's send it again. Yeah, invalid token. Now let's remove this token from this and send it again. Please provide token. Okay, so I think our get user data API is working perfectly fine. So that's all for this video. In the next video we will create further more APIs. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share with your friends.